Through one of the worst decisions in my life, I gained 50 pounds. Not my greatest moment, I know, but I also lost 50 pounds, so let's talk about it. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time, well, not at home. Whether it was school, or going to my aunt's house to hang out with my cousins, or even just some random other thing. I didn't spend an immense time at home. But I remember when I was home, my parents always had a very, not strict, but enforced policy about sugar. It's that, well, you know, you can't have much of it, which is good advice. But as a kid, I understood that as just my parents hating me. I didn't understand the complexity of what I was doing or saying or asking my parents for, because as I understood it, sugar was just, you know, the thing that tasted real good. But unfortunately, as a kid, I had to adhere to that. I had no sweets. It was like jails, like prison, locked up. I'd see all my friends and their Lunchables and their Oreos. I was furious. I wanted that stuff so bad. I would do anything as a kid to get my hands on it. So, as I spent days in my room devising a plan, because I didn't have a phone. I know all y'all kids now have phones. Oh my god, I sound so old. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, I'm not that old, but I just didn't have a phone. Well, y'all kids had phones, but I was devising plans to acquire Frosted Flakes. My IQ expanded by at least 10 points during that session until it hit me. You see, my friend at the time, he had a lot of sugar, and he usually didn't eat all of it. He was a pretty skinny guy. He was a pretty, like, decent build guy, but he wouldn't eat all of his things. So at lunchtime, when lunch comes around, I go over to him ready to start sucking up to him so that I can get some Oreos. And the kid looked at me with a very soft smile on his face, almost like he was willing to share. Nonetheless, I didn't take this smile, as I had already practiced my begging routine. Please, just one Oreo. Just one Oreo. I was on my knees at this point. I'm not gonna actually do that on camera because it's stupid. But that kid did give me some Oreos. So that was my son right there. That was my first real friend. I found the plug. Now as a kid, this worked out perfectly because I had my friend. My friend would give me his extra sweets that he didn't want. And then I would go to my parents and pretend, oh no, I've had nothing. I am such a good son. I'm gonna go home and eat my broccoli right now. Unfortunately though, just like many things in life, always gotta be getting taken away from you. Eventually the cops found out that he was giving away Oreos to me for free, and they arrested him. Never saw him again. His house got raided, bombarded, everything under the sun that you could imagine. No, I'm just kidding, he just moved away. But as for me, it's important because I had no more sugar. And at this point, I was addicted. I was a fiend. I needed that white powder. So I had to find other ways. At this time, I was about the age where I could go to the store and get some things by myself, right? My parents always taught me to leave a $1 tip at these stores. Like, go to the, you know, support the community, etc., etc. Right? These are people I grew up with. Do you know what also cost $1? I remember the first time I ever lied about what I spent money on. I was that addicted. It felt kind of like a drug deal. I felt wrong for doing it, but right when I had it, you know what I mean? It was real stuff. It was real out here in these streets. Slinging Kit Kat, Hershey's. But I would just say I gave them a tip. To my surprise, my parents looked at me. Okay. But of course, I didn't understand crime as a kid. I didn't understand to cover up my tracks. So eventually, I'll never forget the day I got caught. A Kit Kat wrapper in my coat pocket. I didn't throw it out because I didn't want to litter. I didn't want to drop it in the street, but I forgot to move it to a trash can. And from then on, the deception, the lies, all grew immensely. Well, it wasn't that serious, but you kind of get the point. I started being the perfect criminal. I started hiding all of my rap, throwing out all the receipts, making sure there was not a single trace of evidence of my crimes. And it worked. I got good at it. I got really good at it. I never slipped. Not once. Unfortunately, something else did slip. I know I asked this a lot of y'all, but could you subscribe? I'm really trying to make this YouTube thing work, and when you do that, it makes me feel better. Thank you. It was my stomach. Holy shit, I was fat. It's to the point where I look at pictures of myself and like I cringe in disgust. That's how fat I was. Obviously, being fat is not great for you. Regardless of whatever the internet says, we can agree on one objective thing here, and that's that being obese is just not a healthy way to live. I wasn't obese, don't get it twisted. Maybe I was. I don't even know. But what I was fat. I was very fat. So as I was rolling to school one day, yes, rolling, I had a realization. I said, you know, I don't like to feel fat, but I also like Reese's Cups. That thought rang with me in the back of my head as I was going through my classes. Almost like a dying gasp of my pancreas telling me, yo, please, bro, please stop. Get you some, just a little bit, but just one broccoli, bro, just one piece of broccoli. But I was ignorant, and I kept feeding myself more and more and more and more. The people around me would notice. They'd call me fat. I lose athletic competitions. I had no hops. Despicable. Eventually the scale changed. I started valuing my own health over the Reese's Cup. And that was a big change, because think about how fat you gotta get to what you did to get that fat not being appealing to you anymore. I was that fat. So I started working out. I started eating a little bit healthier. I finally ate that broccoli. I gave my pancreas the break it deserved, because it really did work hard. There was a little sweatshop down there. I would go to the gym. I'd do my push-ups, sit-ups, etc., etc. And I relapsed. Damn right I relapsed. Damn right it was good. Ooh, that sugar was good. I still remember how that Hershey bar tasted in my mouth. It was delicious. Was it worth what happened after though? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Learning how to control myself from that point on was the most important thing. Cause I relapsed, yes, but I didn't want to fully go back down that path. You feel me? So I learned moderation. I learned control. I trained with Shaolin monks. So now I am a man of indomitable will. But, you know, still have a little chocolate from here to there, a little candy, you know? Ain't nothing wrong with moderation. And I think that's kind of the big message at the end of it all. Everything is fine in moderation, except cocaine. Have a good day.